Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are exploring an important concept in corporate law, drag-along rights. Whether you are a business owner, investor, or just curious about shareholder agreements, this is a concept worth understanding. Now, drag-along rights are provisions often found in shareholder agreements or investment documents. They allow majority shareholders to force minority shareholders to sell their shares when a third-party buyer offers to purchase the company. Essentially, these rights drag along the minority shareholders to the deal to ensure a smoother sale process. This mechanism is particularly useful in protecting the interests of majority shareholders and potential buyers who often prefer acquiring 100% ownership of a company rather than dealing with dissenting minority stakeholders. In the context of shareholder agreements, drag-along rights are crucial for facilitating business exits or mergers. They give majority shareholders the power to ensure that minority shareholders cannot block a sale of the company. These rights are typically triggered when a sale is approved by a certain threshold of shareholders, usually 50%, 75% or more. The agreement will outline the conditions under which these rights apply, such as the price offered, the type of sale, and the minimum shareholding required to enforce them. So why do companies and shareholders include drag-along rights in their agreements? There are three key reasons. First, they facilitate major transactions. Buyers often want to acquire 100% ownership for operational simplicity, and drag-along rights prevent minority shareholders from derailing these transactions. Secondly, they ensure fair valuation by allowing all shareholders to sell their shares at the same price and on the same terms as the majority, promoting fairness. Thirdly, they reduce transaction risks. Without drag-along rights, a single minority shareholder could hold up the deal, causing delays or even preventing it entirely. This makes drag-along rights an effective tool for corporate governance and investor protection. Let me give you some examples to illustrate how these rights might be used. First scenario, imagine that a tech startup in Singapore receives a lucrative acquisition offer from a global tech giant. The majority shareholders want to sell, but a minority shareholder hesitates, thinking that the company has more potential. With drag-along rights in place, the majority can force or to drag along the minority shareholder to sell, ensuring that the deal goes through smoothly, benefiting all parties. Second example, imagine a venture capital firm invests in a small company and plans for an eventual sale. To protect its investment, the venture capital firm includes drag-along rights in the shareholder agreement. Years later, when the company attracts a buyer, these rights ensure that all shareholders, including those who initially are against the sale, comply with the venture capital firm's decision. Finally, consider a family-owned business where the patriarch holding 70% of the shares decides to sell to a larger competitor. Some family members holding minority stakes resist the sale for sentimental reasons. Drag-along rights in their shareholder agreement allow the patriarch to execute the sale, ensuring that everyone gets their fair share. Drag-along rights strike a delicate balance between protecting the interests of majority shareholders and ensuring that minority shareholders are not left behind in a sale. However, they also highlight the importance of reviewing shareholder agreements carefully. If you are a minority shareholder, be aware of your rights and obligations under such clauses. Conversely, if you are a majority shareholder or drafting an agreement, ensure that these rights are clearly defined to avoid disputes down the road. Ultimately, drag-along rights promote fairness and efficiency, but they must be implemented thoughtfully. If you're entering into a shareholders agreement, consulting a lawyer to understand these provisions is always a wise step. That wraps up our discussion on drag-along rights. I hope this video has shed some light on how these rights work and why they are so important. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover, feel free to just leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more legal insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.